It's time for your Sandusky Speedway weekly race recap show. Your hosts, Chris Mize and Doug Duck.
Bum.
Here we are.
Yep.
You're on again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people. Like I always like to start out by thanking all our veterans out there. Thought you guys, we couldn't do shows like this. Want to thank our military serving overseas and homeland, protecting us what freedoms got left. All our first responders, police, fire, EMS, doctors, nurses, and tow truck drivers. I want to thank all you guys. So, pretty big crowd again this past weekend. Just touch base on last weekend's racing. Went pretty good, Doug. Big crowd, the free deal. Thank Odin's Paradise for that. Sponsoring that, everybody got in free. Huge crowd. Great night. Got the winners. Go ahead.
I was just gonna just mention Odin's for that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he stepped up to the plate. Shane liked what we were doing, and he was out there actually all night. He was in Kale's Jeep lot, had a radio on, listening. Sometimes I'm sure that wasn't a great,
he won't come
great
back.
idea, but but had a good time. We really appreciate Shane stepping up to the plate there. He wanted to do that deal. Everybody got in free. June 24th is our next regular show. That'll be sponsored by Sharpnick Chevrolet. That will be a free night, Doug, for everybody through the grandstands.
That's pretty cool.
And then now, as you see, we're switching the schedule around July 8th. If you go look on
I did not see that.
July 8th, you go look on the Facebook page at the Nitro. I don't know. It's a thrill show coming in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We've canceled racing for that weekend. Regular racing will come back. Corey Phillips Memorial Race for the All-American Iron Series will be on July 15th. So All-American Iron drivers and series, the drivers and everybody have stepped up for July 15th. Will be a free night to everybody in the general admission grandstands. So it's
wow.
So it kind of took off, and we appreciate all them guys. And as them weeks come up, we'll get into that more. And we have 38 special coming up, June 24th, I believe, for All American Iron Series, higher purse. So we'll get into that next week. This past weekend, I want to appreciate all the guys that was racing, our winners. In the Pier Stock, Bobby Justice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that's. Thought I had all my volumes down. I guess I don't, huh?
No.
Bobby Justice in the Pier Stock. Renegade Stock Series went to Benny Watson. Man, what a sharp-looking car he had. 88 Cavalier wagon.
I've seen that on Facebook. That is pretty cool.
That was a pretty cool ride he had there. Then we'll get an All-American Series. Brandon Bailey won. And I got to tell you, in the beginner stocks, Brooke and I'm going to say it, Jaden went out, just two cars. And, I'm kind of a, sometimes I look at it and I go, man, two cars were running 12 laps. So, boy, thinking all this, thinking that. I'm telling you, these two kids, and that's what they are, is kids. Nothing against the other three divisions. These two kids put on the best show that I've seen in a while, with especially two cars. I mean, they were slide jobbing each other, blocking, and I'm telling you right now, I couldn't believe the fans for them 12 laps were going crazy. The way these guys were slide jobbing each other and back and forth, and Brooke pulled out the win, and we stopped them both on the front stretch because they both needed recognition. Without how two beginner stocks and them kids at that age, I'll tell you, everybody ran like they did without smashing both them cars in the walls.
Right.
But they did it and put on one hell of a show.
How old are they?
I think Brooke might be 13 and Jaden, I think 16, 15, 16, 17, somewhere in that. But she's 13, 14. But, she's first year driver. Jaden's only ran a few times last year, and, 4 or 5 times. And he's only run a couple times this year. And holy shit, I'll try to not swear. Holy crap, what a show. And like I say, nothing against the other three divisions, because it's a great race in the other three divisions. It's just them two for two cars. From lap one, it seemed like you were in your seat. The fans, for two cars, the fans were standing up the whole time because they're back and forth slide jobbing. There for a minute, I thought I was watching a dirt race. The 410 sprint slide jobbing each other. She's going up sliding, he's going under. So I want to just put a shout out to them too. You guys did a hell of a job, and there's going to be a couple good racers in the years to come. I mean, like I say, once in a while, you see some kids come through with some talent. I'm telling you right now, the way them two drove the other night, they got talent. So congratulations to all our winners. We thank you guys for showing up, running our track. We appreciate it. So moving forward this weekend, huge weekend. Soon Bill Schwark Memorial, Ohio Wheelman Series Super Stacks rolling into town. Doug, I think we're up to registered 28:30. We're going to have Will on in a few minutes. But
He's here. He's ready.
All right, bring him on.
There he is.
Hey, Will.
Hey, guys.
Our show.
He's already prepped for his show at 8 o'clock.
I'm trying to do both at the same time.
But this weekend, Ohio Wheelman Series Super Stacks, Bill and C. Schwark Memorial, $5,000 to win. Will, you put this back together in the winter. This is part of the Trifecta. And when I say the Trifecta, you can go ahead and explain that a little bit to people. I'm sure most know, but explain it to them again.
So, we put on memorial shows the last couple of years, and it's just, I was just talking to Bill Schwark Jr. about this last night, and my whole purpose behind this was to keep people's memory alive that personally touched myself and was a huge part of the racing community. And that's how these 3 shows came about. It started with just the Josh Neff, and then we added the Sue Schwark, and then my father passed away this past year, and we added the Wil Wiggins to it. And over this, I've always made these big shows, these memorial shows big, and I wanted to come up with something just huge for street stock, some kind of incentive, some kind of bonus, something extra. And that's how kind of this was born. I reached out to a couple sponsors and told them what I needed to be able to make this happen. And I don't think there was one person that hesitated putting up the money to help me put on these $5,000 to win races, which is really awesome. I pulled teeth the first year getting sponsors. And so it's just, we're building a brand, we're building a series. We've got a great group of guys. And so the Trifecta Nationals came about as 3 $5,000 win races, which in street stocks is huge. It's one a month over the next 3 months, starting this weekend. And I have, of course, they're in my truck, but I have custom championship belts made. And these aren't the Facebook belts you see for fantasy football. I mean, I I put about a month's work in the time and working with the guy trying to get these. These are all custom made, hand-tooled, handmade championship belts we're giving out to the winner of each race. Anybody who's raced long enough has trophies, so I wanted something a little different. And then we added a trip to Vegas on top of that. So this is a little mini series within the Wheelman Series. So whoever finishes on top in points out of these 3 shows will also win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas for 3 days and 2 nights.
Airfare and hotel.
Airfare and hotel. You got to come up with your own spending money and eating money, but we'll get you there. And at least you'll have a place to sleep. But, just something different, and the whole purpose behind the trip was our spouses, our wives, our significant others. I mean, they support us. They follow us through racing. They go to all these tracks. They spend all their weekends with us at the track. And, my wife always every summer say, where are we going on vacation? Well, we're going to Sandusky and Berlin and, Toledo. And that's what we're doing. And they kind of sacrifice family vacations to support our hobby. So I wanted this to kind of go towards the spouses, and it gives their, now they're going to push their significant other. Come on, we got to get to these races. I'm going to Vegas this year. And, so that was kind of my thought behind it. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I think a lot of people are real excited about it, and who wouldn't want a trip to Vegas just for racing, right? So, and on top of that, guys, it's just became a pretty big deal. We're adding sponsor just got added in for fast times. Our fast time this weekend's up to $200. Just for setting quick time, so there's a lot of bonus money in. I am working on a long haul sponsor still. That's something I'd like to do for some of these guys coming out of town. I know our next show for the Wil Wiggins Memorial, I know, and the Josh Neff, I've got somebody coming from Venice, Florida, Kenny Gibson, he's coming up, and that's a long haul. We'd like to help out these guys that are traveling to support us. But I was just off the phone with Kevin. I've got about 35 teams right now I know are coming. Wow. I also just got a call from another team last night that was only planning on bringing 2 cars. They're bringing 3. I got 2 5-car teams coming. So it's I bet you I'd be really surprised if we don't have 40 street stocks in the pits this weekend, at least 35 minimum. It's going to be our biggest show in the history of the series. Probably one of the biggest street stock shows in the history of Sandusky Speedway, I'd be willing to imagine. I don't know what your biggest street stock car count is, but this is going to be a huge deal. We're excited. I know I've been getting calls from fans. What's the earliest they can get in to watch, and different things like that. I'll tell you, for the fans that are coming, it's going to be exciting. We're doing a couple things for the fans this weekend. 2 things we're doing right off the top is we're going to be giving out Ohio Wheelman Series T-shirts. We're going to throw out in the crowd. We're going to give out a couple Ohio Wheelman Series koozies and wristbands and different things we're going to pass out in the crowd. We don't have enough for everybody. We're only going to do a few, but we are going to give out some gear to people that came out to support us this weekend. I know everybody's got choices. I appreciate the people that choose to come support us. So I'd like to thank those people in the best way I can, and we're going to give you some gear. We also have Chris Resnick with Slimans is coming up, as well as the owner of Slimans are coming up to support the show this weekend. And I know they're bringing some Slimans shirts to throw out in the crowd. I think Gary Tillett from WOBL, Tillett is going to bring in some WOBL gear to throw out in the stands. I also, they're of course in my truck, but I just left Chris's house, so you haven't seen the picture of us chasing down the ice cream man. Sliman's license plates. So we came up with this idea this week. We got Sliman's license plates we're going to hand out. So if we've got 40 cars to show up, there's going to be 40 license plates to get handed out this weekend. And those license plates are going to be signed by one driver. Every driver is going to sign one. They're going to sign it, put their car number on it, and then they're going to personally, them or their somebody in their crew are going to walk into the grandstands and hand it to somebody. What we're doing with that, it's kind of like the Frisbee toss the tracks do, just a little different. So what you're going to do with that is if your driver finishes in the top 3, you get to go on the front stretch and take a picture with your driver, with the driver and your license plate. And Kevin J. Cox with Sandusky Speedway Graphics has donated 3 trophies for this deal. So we're going to give out those 3 winners will not only get their picture on the front stretch with the drivers, but they're going to get trophies, fan trophies. For coming out and supporting us. So we've got a lot of cool stuff with the kids. We're going to do adults that come out, bring them too, but kids bring the adults, right? But it's going to be an exciting weekend. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I've still got phone calls. I was at my shop. I pulled in from work a little later today and I had 3 people waiting for tires. So I can tell you tires that I have right now are a little light. I have 120 coming at noon tomorrow. So we'll have plenty of tires. We get 50, 60 cars, and we'll have tires for them. So tires are not an issue, a non-issue this weekend. I know I've had calls about it. I know some of the tracks are light on tires. Anybody that knows me knows I'm on top of that. So if we run a Comanches, maybe you'll get lucky and get an F70. I don't know. So it's exciting. We've had a lot of phone calls over the last week. I've got a lot of new people registering, which is really exciting. I bet you we'll probably see the fans that have been following us this year. Just guessing, I bet you they'll see 10 new cars that they have not seen, not with us this year at this race, if not more. But so we're anticipating a huge field of cars. I just told Kevin to start pouring concrete because we're going to need some more pads. So with that note, everybody knows that all tracks are limited. They can't make pads overnight. Everybody knows the situation at Sandusky. There's pads. There's the main alley that we can park in, so there's plenty of spots. But I recommend if you're wanting a good spot, get there early Friday. That's all I can tell you.
Well, the super modified pit has
like 20 cars or so.
It's got another road down through there where you can use, and you're getting trophies. Kevin donated trophies.
Yeah, so he donated some kids trophies for us, or whoever. I say kids, but whoever gets the license plate.
I can't even get an extra hot dog.
I figured he'd tell you if I had you ask. So
I can't even get an extra hot dog.
Yeah. By the way, Gary did say he's expecting his recliner and his 4 hot dogs when he shows up Saturday. So
I'll have it for him.
All right.
Just like Jennerstown. Free food.
Yeah, no air conditioning, but you'll have a hot dog and chair, right?
Yeah. We really appreciate 40 cars. 40 cars, you think?
I'm really thinking so. So, like I said, I've got a lot of new teams have hit me up in the last couple of days. I didn't know we're coming. I know I have one guy that just messaged me about practice. I didn't know that was coming. I think he's out of Indiana. But anyway, so we'll have drivers coming from about 5 different states. Now, not to get off the subject this weekend, but I'm going to announce, and I'll wait till my live. Make sure you guys tune into my live. I got some huge news coming up.
What?
All right, fine. July 19th. Mark it on your calendars. Mark it down 6 to 8 o'clock. We are doing the first ever Ohio Wheelman Series car show presented by Slimans. Now, this is completely different than what you guys are used to as a car show. A lot of times car shows, you got to pay to get in. You got to pay for raffles, pay for 50/50s, pay for food, pay for water, pay for this, pay for that. I came up with this idea. Me and Chris and Brandon and a couple of us got together, and Gary, and we came up with this idea. We pitched it. We all put our heads together, and this is what's going to happen. So we're doing the first ever Ohio Wheelman Series car show a week before High Miler. And this is going to be race cars. So it's gonna be modified street stocks. I think we've got I think there's a sprint car, super modified coming. I think there's a late model coming. My goal is to have 60 cars. I think that might be pushing a little much, but for our first event. But if I can get 40 to 60 cars there, I'll be more than happy. We're doing free. It's going to be family night, guys. It's all free. We're doing this for the community. We're doing it for surrounding cities. You don't have to be part of Lorraine County or the Wheelman Series to come. It's free. All you do is show up at Slimans from 6 to 8 on July 19th. We're going to have free hot dogs, free bottle of water. We got Doug Dock and his company is going to supply us with some bounce houses and some activities for the kids and things to do. We got food trucks coming for those that may not be hot dog fans. So we'll have food trucks there for you guys to buy, barbecue and fries or whatever whatever they're selling in their trucks. And we have Fox 8 News is coming to do a deal on it, to do a little deal on this, talk about the free night. And also Slimans has a huge car show they do once a year that's coming up in August. So this is kind of be like a pump for that. We got High Miler coming up the next week. WOBL is going to be there live. They won't be live on the radio, but they will be live DJing. And then we're going to be live for our Facebook Live that Wednesday, live from inside Slimans sales and service department. We'll be right inside their studio. Chris is going to unlock the doors and let us in. So
the Slimans studio for that night.
Studios. But this is going to be a huge night, guys. Like I said, there's going to be door prizes. So if any of you guys, anybody that owns a street stock, a modified, a front wheel drive, I really don't care what it is. If it's a race car, bring them up. You're more than welcome to bring them. The more the better. It doesn't cost you anything but to get there. We'll have spaces for you to park your trucks and trailers. and unload the cars. There's going to be door prizes. We are looking for families or businesses or whatever to give us some of your whatever you sell. If you got hats and shirts, or you got gift cards, or you got, if you sell meat and you want to give away whatever, whatever you have, we would be glad to take it. We're not making any money off of this. All the door prizes that are donated will be raffled off for free. So what happens is when you show up, we're going to give you everybody that shows up with you a raffle ticket. And then we're going to throughout the 2 hours, we're going to raffle off all the stuff that was donated, and we're going to give it away for free. The whole point of doing this, guys, is to get kids involved in racing is my whole purpose. Without getting these more activities for these kids in racing, racing's not going to survive. The second thing is obviously to get the Wheelman Series out there. It is on July 19th. July 19th. That's a Wednesday from 6 to 8 o'clock at Slimans and Amherst. But we got to get the kids involved. I want to get the families involved. Obviously, if the kids harass the parents to go to the racetrack, they're going to take them sooner or later. So it builds excitement and it builds fan counts. Some of these people may have never been to the races, so they're going to come check out the cars, and we may gain some new fans. We might sell a couple cars, and we might have more fans come to High Milers. So it's a win-win. It's a family night. We want to do things for the community. I know WOBL is all about it. Slimans is all about it. I know I talked to Doug about it. He was all in. So it's just exciting to get all the groups of people that we rub elbows with and own businesses together for just a big night. It's super awesome. I'm excited about it. I'm excited that we were able to get WOBL involved and Fox 8 News, and we're going to make a big deal out of this. So it's going to be big.
And that Friday at High Miler is part of the Trifecta.
Correct. It is. That is the second leg of the 3 Trifecta races, the Wil Wiggins Memorial.
Right. And Will done a hell of a job. When you said 30 here a couple of days ago, I was ecstatic at 30, but now you're saying 40. I'm even more ecstatic.
Are you sweating?
Cars. I'll be a little nervous up in the tower, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
I
we appreciate everything you do for the series.
We're excited. I appreciate Sandusky being our home and giving us a place to race and taking the faith in me. Obviously our first year not knowing what the heck was going to happen. You guys came out on blind faith just because I don't know whether it was me or I don't know, but you guys kind of took a roll of the dice and gave me a place to race and put on some shows. And we had we struggled the first year a little bit, especially the first race, but we've continued to grow each and every year, and Sandusky's our home. So,
and remember, first race, we were a little light on car count, but we rained out and come back, and it's grown ever since. And this series has grown, and you got 100% loyalty from Sandusky Speedway. So we appreciate it this weekend.
Hold on one second.
Yes, if you guys have team apparel, you're more than welcome to sell it. If you have stuff to give away, I'd prefer that, but I get this stuff costs monies. But if you have stuff, you can set it up. If you got people that want to buy it, sure. That's no problem.
There you go, John. Bring your car down. Dirt car.
Absolutely. Yeah. We want dirt cars. We want dirt. It don't matter. Racing's
I tell you what,
in my book.
We got a lot of go-kart people that watch these lives because we have, Sandusky Karting Series. Got go-karts, bring it down.
Yeah,
and I say this in
cards and stuff too. That's huge. Brandon Freeman's doing a great job with this. You can go get pictures printed of your car. Just go up to Walmart and get a picture printed. They're like 30 cents a copy, and you can bring pictures and sign those. I did that one year. I just got pictures of my car printed out, and like a photograph. So you don't have to spend big money on driver's cards and get them custom made and stuff. If they're cool, but the kids don't care. My son got 2 of them. I almost didn't take it from Richie to win. I'm like, you want to hand him one? I'm like, he can't be your fan. It's my kid, My boy got that. He never put it down the whole night, and that's awesome. And that's what racing's about.
And that's what it's about. I said in the drivers' meeting Saturday night, some of you guys on the right probably heard me. I said we're going to have an autograph session, and I says, if we don't get the kids involved in this sport, we're done. And I looked at some of the 20-year-olds that were around, and I says, listen, I'm getting older, and a lot of us getting older. We've seen our prime in racing. We've done our time, seen our prime. You guys, if we don't get the kids, if you don't treat these kids special when they come out, and by the time you get up close to my age, we're not going to see this sport. It's going to diminish. And I think it's a great thing what you're doing and everything. Especially we want to thank Slyman's Dodge over there, Chris Resnick. Especially he's done a lot for your series, and I've seen him quite a bit working with the Wheelman Series this year. And great guy to talk to.
Yeah, he's doing a lot for us. He gave us a facility to put this car show on, and obviously it's a lot of work for him because it's not an easy thing moving 200 cars in a parking lot, and finding somewhere to put them all. I mean, it's not. I can't imagine how much work that not that he moves them himself, but it's still somebody's got to organize the orchestra, so it's a lot. I watched him at the last car show last year, and I'm like, holy crap, where do they put all these cars? And I go to his house to do some work, and he's got half the cars in the parking lot lined up his whole driveway. So, but it's a lot of work to move the whole parking lot around too. So guys, drivers, if you can make it, please do. I mean, we're putting a lot of effort into this, and really it's to advertise your team, your cars, your sponsors, get your name out there, maybe get some new fans, sign some autographs. I'm going to tell you this, there's going to be a lot of businesses there, a lot of partners that we rub elbows with. You might gain a sponsor. Be professional, be nice to the kids, take pictures, give them autographs. You might gain a sponsor out of it. You never know. I mean, I've had sponsors walk up to me at the racetrack and hand me money. Never met them in my life. They just said, man, we've watched you race. We love what you do. And, keep this. Hopefully this helps you out. I remember I won a feature one time. And the guy walked up to me after I cleared tech and he handed me a $100 bill. I looked at him. I said, what the hell is this for? He said, for winning the race. I'm like, well, the track pays me. He's like, well, I'm going to give you an extra $100. He said, racing ain't cheap. So stuff like that. Not saying it's going to happen. I can't promise you anything, but obviously putting yourself out there gives you a better opportunity to have something like that happen. So
I was having swearing at me after the races for some.
You're on the wrong thing, Chris.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong side of the fence.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you in another half hour. Everybody that's on here, make sure at 8 o'clock you tune in to Ohio Wheelman Series Live. And when you do, make sure you go through where it says StreamYard. Click on that so it shows your name on that, in the comment, or otherwise it won't show your name. So make sure you click on that and go through the stuff. We'll be talking to you in a little bit. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for all you guys do. Appreciate it.
Right. Yep, thanks. Awesome.
You cut him off. He wasn't done talking.
Oh, well, he's gone now.
So there you go. Here, let me get the times and the prices.
For
somebody's going to ask. Yes.
Yeah.
Pit gates will open this week at 2 o'clock. And we'll
Okay.
probably shoot everybody out. Hot laps will start at 4 o'clock promptly this week. I'm not going to delay that because the amount of cars that are going to be there. I'm going to warn the drivers. If you are going up to hot lap, and you're back eating a hot dog and decide to get in your car and pull up when the next division is coming up, just drive on back. I don't have time to do that this week. So hot laps will start at 4. General admission gates will open up at 4. We'll qualify around 5:15, 5:30, with racing starting at 7. Adults will be 15, kids 6 to 12, 5, and 5 and under free. And pit prices are $30. So there's your times and prices. Okay, hashtag Sandusky Speedway. Doug, how many we got in it?
16 and 41.
I think Dean Henry's on. We're going to give one of his pizzas away. Do you got as many on this one?
What's that?
Do you got the pictures of what Big D's Pizza in Clyde, Ohio?
Let me see if I do or not.
Big D's Pizza, Clyde, Ohio. Dean Henry, the great supporter of, huh?
Yeah, I don't on this one, but I'll move some over for next week since I'm now
back.
No.
Big D's, Dean Henry sponsors a lot of stuff. He gives a lot of stuff away, and that ain't cheap. So if you're in Clyde, Ohio, or around Clyde, please support Big D's Pizza. Okay, first up, we'll give.
Hold on a minute. Don't click on that link that Dinda put up there. Let me block them. I don't know what that's all about, but they'll scam you. Okay.
Yes. Okay. If you win, they already done that. If you win once, you can't win again in the same night. Okay, Big D's Pizza, Clyde, Ohio. Here
We
go.
ready? Here we go.
We're ready. Roll the
All
dice.
right, off and running.
Off and running.
Don Franks.
You're a winner. Winner, pizza dinner.
Right. Clyde, Ohio. That's where you need to go.
Clyde, Ohio. Okay, the next thing we're giving away tonight, 2 tickets for Saturday night. Make sure you message our Facebook page. Let us know you want them, and we'll have them waiting at the door for you. General admission.
Okay.
Yes.
General admission tickets. Jesse
Corella. There you go, Jesse. Boy, I tell you what, that's all we're giving away tonight. But I can tell you what, Jesse's luck, he needs
some tickets.
He won. I hope that changes your luck, Jesse.
There you go. This is the new beginning.
A new beginning. You won. Your luck's changed. I just talked about a minute of that, here's a man that comes out to racetrack every week, drives from Toledo every week, and has had nothing but bad luck, and still has a smile on his face. You know what I mean? He a couple of days, I'm sure he wasn't smiling, but when he see you or something, he'd smile, but we really appreciate Jesse. Maybe this will turn your luck around. About time you won. All right. Donate to the fire crew. Okay, Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse. Other than that, be a big weekend. Friday, don't forget, Friday, we have testing from 1 to dark. Then we're going to have a DJ there and have a little party in the pits.
Who's the DJ?
On the campfire Friday night. I believe Billy Straley will be there. With karaoke and DJing.
That should be fun. That should be fun. That should be fun. A few beers and
yeah. A few beers and everybody's Elvis Presley. It's kind of funny.
Right.
Right. So, other than that, make sure you tune in here 8:00. Ohio Wheelman Series live. Go over to their page, Ohio Wheelman Series. Click on it. Make sure you click on the StreamYard so your name shows up. Or if you don't do that, you get into one of his raffles, it's not going to show your name. Right. So you probably won't be able to claim a prize. Tomorrow night, 7:00, Hammer Down Racing Report. Steve Hammer, Ron Miller, great guys. They'll cover
Steve Hammer?
Scott Hammer, I'm sorry. Scott Hammer. I was thinking Steve Miller. I don't know why. Ron's son, Steve. Scott Hammer. I'm sorry, Scott, if you're watching. I really am. Scott Hammer and Ron Miller. Hammer Down Racing Report. They'll cover tricycles racing. They cover all kinds of racing, especially local racing. Then after them, Shady Bull Speedway. Rick and Cheryl Young down there. Great people, friends of ours. They're normally doing their live right around 8:00, and then Sunday night 8:00, C&D and Old Bull Show with me and Doug Dock. Got feelings?
God knows, God knows what we'll end up talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty political. So if you got feelings about that, please don't watch that show. Other than that, Doug, I got nothing. What about you?
Nope. Fine.
Want to thank Wil Wiggins for coming on, explaining a lot of stuff for me. Don't miss this weekend. He's predicting up to 40 cars. It'd be a hell of a show. So, other than that, God bless y'all and God bless America. Thanks.
See ya.